Hello and welcome to Hops and Bros. This week,
It's a first in a long time. We're doing a long distance beer review.
and these long distance have been tough, but we finally have the same beer together that we can share.
So this week we're talking about Boldwin collab with Horde des Brasseurs. Stay tuned. Why stay tuned? They're watching the video. I don't know. Max, help me out with this one.
No, stay tuned was actually pretty right.
For an open window on the crowded world, Max and Chris from Ups and Ups and Welcome to Ups and Bros. Yeah.
Alright, so Chris, tell us a bit about this brewery. I've not heard much from them, and I'm assuming there's a reason for that.
It's a brewery that got started. I don't have like the exact age of the brewery, but I remember when they started, I bought some of their cans. They were quite a little bit overcarb from what I tried, and I wasn't really overwhelmed by the different beers I've tried. But it's also 100% organic brewery, which I really do enjoy because it pushes forward this kind of like wording, but also the fact that it's supporting local businesses at the same time.
Generally, when you say bio, it means just that the ingredients you use are going to be a little higher quality just by default. Or at least they're going to try more unconventional ways to grow those ingredients, and therefore they're going to be a little different. They're going to taste a little bit different. I don't know if you've ever had a tiny strawberry that like wood strawberry. You know, they're tiny. Yet they pack so much flavor into them. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And with some bio farms, you can see literally they're smaller. The things that you buy are smaller, but they're packed with way much, a lot more bang for your buck or whatever. A lot more good stuff.
No, not more really good. But Baldwin, of course, did suffer from this backlash of people not enjoying that much their products. But it's all about to change. They revamped their recipes. They changed a little bit of their branding. They're aiming towards another way to do their own beer. And the first of this step that they're taking is with La Horde des Brasseurs, which is kind of what we do, but on TV. Can you imagine? On TV, Max.
So you mean they're not a brewery, they're a TV show that reviews
a
beer.
TV show talking about
That's
beer.
crazy. That's awesome.
I know.
It is a dream of mine that someday we will be on TV, even though TV is kind of a dying technology.
Yeah.
I still have this old TV's it's there, man. You know you've made it when you're on TV.
Yeah. we did radio. We did radio once.
We did radio once.
We haven't done a journal, but I guess one day. But I'm looking forward for TV. So Al, if you want us on the show, we can trade places. You come on our show, and we go on your show. Why not?
I'd be up for that. That'd be cool.
That'd be super cool. So Alex reached me out on Facebook on the Ups and Bros page, which is, by the way, a good way to reach out to us if you want us to review a different beer. But
Alex who? Alex from the brewery or the usual Alex who?
No, not the same Alex. So Alex from La Horde des Brasseurs, so one of the animators that is actually on the show, reached out to me and kind of like explained the story of the beer, but also the story of the brewery and how they wanted to move the product forward. So this is the first of Brassin Éphémère, which means in English, so I guess I forgot the word, but something that doesn't last forever. So it's a one-time batch.
Bittersweet.
Yeah, I guess. I don't.
Bittersweet would be, I think, the best translation for that.
Okay, cool, perfect. So, this is a saison, but they brewed with a bunch of hops, low IBUs, poured with a nice white fluffy head on top. It's dried up with Citro, and also a usage of Bavaria and Mandarina hops, which creates that kind of like nice citrus flavors to it. But one thing that really got me and really hooked me up on that beer is the fact that it's a little bit sour, and not sour the way we used to think about it. So Max, can you get us a little bit more up onto the subject real quick? It's not a 101.
Oh yeah, well all this started in Germany with their purity law, Reinheitsgebot, or whatever you want, however you want to call it, where they would limit what could go in beer. Now, when you limit what can go in beer, that means that you can't use any adjuncts to be able to manipulate the pH in your water. So the way you have to do it is you actually have to use one of the 4 ingredients to do so. Now,
Okay.
the way they went around this problem was to infect their malt, their barley, their acidulated malts, that's what they called, with lactose. So it would develop an acidity to it and would lower the pH of the water when added in your beer, your wort. Now, if you use a high percentage of that, you will have some sour notes that are going to come by just because of the pH in the water. I'm assuming that's what they did in this beer. It seems to be, if they didn't use pure lacto, if they didn't use Brett, the yeast could give it some sour notes, but not quite as sour as this, I think. So it's maybe a little bit of everything. A little bit of acid malt, a little bit of a yeast that will give you some sour notes. Yeah, I was going to say, education is good, guys. I'm learning things. See? Every episode, little something new for you.
School is good for you. School is good. And beer school is actually better for you.
Exactly.
Which this beer results in something really nice. A nice straw, kind of like easy tint to it. Big white fluffy head on top, which I really do enjoy. It kept its carbonation the whole way through. It's my second time drinking this beer. Sorry, Max. But seriously, it's well done. The nose is grainy. You get a little bit of those cereals, but you get a little bit of that acidity on the nose. Then on the flavor, it's not super round. You get a nice dry kind of like feel the whole way through in the beer. A little bit of citrus. Then the acidity just kind of like rolls into a nice, cool, small bitter finish to it. And I really enjoy it. It's well made at 6.5% for a Saison. It's out there. It's different. It's not like your usual grainy Saison, grassy. It just plays on another field, and I really do enjoy that. It's out there.
It is quite different. To me, Saisons are usually a lot lower in ABV. Now, historically speaking, they were giving to your farm hands. You didn't want them drunk. You wanted them well hydrated and well fed,
lit,
because there's a lot of nutrients in beer. So you would have your help kind of drink this at 6.9%, 7%, you said?
6.5.
6.5%, very high. I mean, you're not very productive after you have a pint of that or several in a day. Now on the nose, you're right. It's very citrusy. The hop really came through. Now, dry hop will do that naturally. You add it to the fermenter and the fermentation, and you're going to have a lot of aromas from the hops. In this case, it's super fruity, very, very fruity, very citro, a little tropical, a little bit of that grapefruit in the background. Very enjoyable, and if you can discern through the intense aroma, you do have those cloves and those pepper that you would have in a traditional Saison. It's just in the back. You gotta kind of look for it.
But now that you're talking about it, I do get some of that in the back end, really. Now that you're talking about it, just that way.
That's exactly what it is, and I was looking for it because traditionally you have that in Saison, so that's why you can discern it if you look for it.
Exactly, yeah. And overall, seriously, Boldwin stepping up their game, and with the help of like actual beer creators, which is something I can't stress more about it. It's what we do, it's what our friends do, and seeing breweries giving the opportunity to beer creators to do stuff with them is just fantastic, and I really do enjoy that. And it really shows the support that the whole industry has together. We're all tightly knit, I guess.
We're all tightly knit, but that's the other thing is for beer producers, it's kind of free advertising. Get someone who already has a crowd and who's going to talk about your product for X amount of time. Why not, right? To me, it's a fair trade between having a little exposure on one side, a little exposure on the other side, and you grow your net that way. You create micro ambassadors that way.
Exactly. So this was our first ever long distance review. These will not happen all the time because not the stress level, but the complexity of Max having the beer as the same time as I have the beer is quite intense.
But let us know in the comments below if you liked this review, even though we weren't in the same room, and it's a little different. Usually I'd interrupt you while you're describing the beer to add my side. Now we had to do things separate, so I know there's a little difference there. So let us know what you think.
Yeah.
And we'll try to do more of those if you like them.
Of course.
So yeah, if it's possible. Yeah.
So, cheers to you guys. I hope you did enjoy this fantastic video. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Go check us out on Facebook, Instagram, if you're into those stuff. Twitter is also a great way to reach out to us. And overall, I wish you a great weekend. And Max, good luck with your exams and all that stuff.
Thank you.
So, cheers, and we see you in the next video.
Yes, we will.
Oh, yes. Oh, sure we do.